Hello guys, welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. So my friends, SOFI, is this a stock and investment for 2026 or should you wait for a dip? I will show you here my chart analysis and give you a full prediction which price levels I'm watching here for SOFI. This is not financial advice, only my opinion based on the chart. Yeah guys, I made already here a couple of videos on SOFI. You will find them here. They're floating somewhere in YouTube. One of my most significant videos was this one here from March 2025. Everybody talked about crash, blah, 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 you know, and I said I will buy SOFI at these price levels here. I will buy here, so I made the video. It's still online, guys. You can search for it here on YouTube. And we want to talk about what happened since then, if I was right with my price levels. And then, of course, I show you also the price levels for 2026. Yeah, guys, when we start with this chart here, SOFI, I paused the chart here exactly the day when I released the video. During this time, SOFI was trading here at around $13 US. That was not yet my buy-in price level. You can see we have here a lot of lines in the chart, orange lines and green lines. These lines are created here by my Gap Indicator Pro, which identifies here all the open gaps to, in both directions, to the up and down side. And we can see that we have here 3 open gaps in the daily chart here. I paused the video in the daily chart. So the highest open gap which we have is $16.10, and there are a lot of open gaps to the downside as well. Why do I say that? Because as long as, you know, companies are not diluting the hell out of the stock, usually these gaps getting filled in both directions. Of course, SOFI made here a super massive run. If we zoom out, here the all-time low was $4.24. And during the time when I made the video, it is already up 336%. So you don't have to expect that we just come down and close all the open gaps, but there has to be some kind of correction right before we see the next rip to the upside. Okay, then I show you now my drawings here. That is the same chart pattern which I had in 2025. Usually when I identify chart patterns, I never change them, but I will show you here something very interesting later for SOFI. I made an AI trend channel detector, which shows us here a very bullish chart for SOFI. Yeah, guys, so during this video here, as I said here in the thumbnail, I will buy here. So what do I mean by that? The buy zone, my buy zone for SOFI was here between $11.75 and $10 US. I knew that we can dip lower since we have these open down gaps here, but in a perfect trading world, you see here something like a gap down or a fake out before we start to recover. Also, I mentioned in that video that this is the target zone here. This is the price zone where the price has to go, right? Nothing has to. There is never a guarantee in trading, but this is only what I expected, and that was also part of my trading strategy. I calculated here a price goal for SOFI between 20 and 27 US, especially this open gap here. This is, you can see here at $22.75 was one of my price targets. Why not higher, guys? It is of course possible that SOFI goes much higher, but we have a very strong resistance here at $21 US in algo supply zone, which means yes, it can go higher, but latest here when the price is above $21 US, there will be some selling pressure coming in. So let's see now if my strategy played out. In a perfect trading world, we're coming down here right in this box, maybe a little bit lower before we start to rip. I press now play here in TradingView, and then we see what happened, guys. By the way, guys, all the indicators which I show here in my videos, I also will show you the RSI Ultimate, very important bullish signal right now for SOFI. Everything is available in the video description. All the indicators are for TradingView. So if you don't have TradingView, there is also a discount link for TradingView in the video description, guys. Okay, let's press play. If we come down and up again, that was my trading strategy. Here we go. So guys, we can see we dipped now here for the first time in this box, right? So I zoom in for you that you can see that clearly. So we dipped in this box here. We also closed one of the open down gaps. Here was one open gap. Now the orange line is not available anymore. We have this orange box, and we came down here, closed the gap, came down in the algo demand zone here, and had immediately here a reaction of around 28%. So a very nice bounce. This is not a coincidence, guys. The algos are waiting here. So I zoom in for you. Okay, let's press play again. Boom, guys. So now we can see after this reaction, as I said, there are some gaps in the chart, and we closed the second open down gap at $9 0.05 here in that range. That was also a very significant move. And immediately after that, we had again here a very nice bounce. In total, this time 35%. So here is a lot of volatility. And this is where most of the traders get burned because, you know, the algos try to get the lowest possible price. They try to, you know, trigger your stop losses. That does not mean that the bulls are not already buying, guys. So we can see that we have here a clear reaction. And this zone is still active here. That was also my active buying zone. We came back here and you can see we squeezing out of this blue box again. Left again here and down gap, guys. Very important, $11. You can see that here, $11.43 now, a new open down gap. And let's press play. Do we fill the gap? No. And there we go. And SOFI, stop. Okay, guys, that was a very quick. So you can see we just made here one major move and closed two of the open up gaps already here. You can see the last open up gap for SOFI, which we have right now. We are now here in July 2025, is at $22.75. So in a perfect world, we also closed that gap before we see a sell-off reaction. There was the attempt and there it's closed, guys. So now we closed that gap. So you can see the gap is closed and we are still trading above 21 US dollar, guys. This is here the major resistance zone. When we find support, then SOFI can of course squeeze. This is possible. But now, since this was my trading strategy, I closed my positions here. So now I expect that we come down and start to close all the open down gaps here, which we have until a certain level. I will show you that here in a second, guys. Let's press play. SOFI squeezed higher, not above $27. So this looks very strong, right? So we squeeze out of this box here. So I sold my positions early or too early, guys. But that was my trading strategy. You know, I don't say that I, you know, could make more profits, guys. There is always, you know, you always have to make your strategy where you want to buy and sell. And my strategy was to sell at this open gap. I could have made much more profits, guys. But as I said, I stick to my strategy, and that was what I did with SOFI. So now we have to check if we start to close the open down gaps. Here we go. We are already here now, end of 2025. The first gap has been filled, guys. Oh, guys, and the second gap has been filled here at $19.25. And the next gap has been filled. That's why I say, guys, the problem is when I talk about this, right? When something looks super, super bullish and I say, yeah, I expect that the stock tanks down 50%. I know you don't like that. You don't want to hear that, guys, but I just give you my opinion based on the technicals. And that is what it is, guys. So we started to close now two very important open down gaps for SOFI. The first was here at 19 US dollar. That's why the gap indicator pros, guys, so helpful for you to spot these gaps. And you can see the second gap here at $16.81 also has been filled. And immediately, this is not a coincidence, we see here a rebound reaction, guys. In total, SOFI pumped here by 16%. What is next, guys? So my chart is the same. I will not change that. Everything above 21 US dollar is still the supply zone, which means the resistance. But of course, SOFI looks super bullish and we can go much, much higher. So now I will show you here the bullish signals which I have. For this, guys, I show you my Trend Channel Detector Pro. This indicator is not finished yet, so you can see this is not a drawing, guys. This is here an indicator which I use. Yeah, this is everything calculated by AI, so not what I think, what I draw. This is the only two drawings which I have in this line here, but this is everything based on an indicator. And what we have right now for SOFI, guys, we have here on the RSI Ultimate indicator a power bull signal. That never happened before. So this is a super, super bullish signal for SOFI. And this signal is in combination now here. The Trend Channel Detector Pro calculate here two support levels. The first support level is waiting at $17.42, this line here. And the second one at around 19 US dollar. That could be the resistance, guys. Keep that in mind. Everything below $19 or almost 20 US dollar, it's an ascending line, is still a resistance. When SOFI goes above that, we will start to retest here higher price levels. But right now, guys, this power bull signal is very, very rare. And yeah, that's why I also recommend here my RSI Ultimate indicator, guys. A lot of people around the world using that already. The Trend Channel Detector Pro will be available soon. The link to my indicators are here in the video description, guys. So this is the reason why I released the video here right now. So if we keep the support here at around $17.50, that looks super bullish, and especially when we break 20 US dollar. Everything below that, guys, I'm honest with you, SOFI will start to close the open down gaps, right? So we have two price targets here, $15.45, and maybe when the market really turns bearish, maybe we really come back here down in that $11 range, right? That is the liquidity zone, which I have, the landing zone, and that will not change. I don't know, guys. It's technically possible as long as we don't dip below that, and as long as SOFI, you know, creates higher lows, it's possible. But I just want to say the algos maybe want to do that, want to accumulate here the positions. But in my opinion, a more realistic price goal is here $15.45 based on the open gap indicator pro. As I said, as we stay above $17.50, that would be super, super bullish. And you can see if we start to break out here, then we will retest here the $28 range. This is here the first price target for SOFI. The second one is in the $32 range, $33 range. This is everything what the Trend Channel Detector Pro calculates and not financial advice. My friends, that was my SOFI video for you. If you want to see more videos like that, please push the like, hype, and subscribe button. Thank you for your support, guys. I wish you nothing but the best and see you in the next video. Arigato gozaimasu, vielen Dank, alles Gute und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.